from Auburn. Whoa, a spin right down here at the start. Howie Page, the number 18, bangs the inside wall, and now we got Gene Lee Gibson spinning behind him. Dave McKnight had Gene Lee right dead in his sights, made a 90-degree right-hand turn, and got around all right, finishing the lineup out of the tan lines, number 23, Mike Douglas outside in row 10. Inside in the 11th row, the S&S Enterprises number 0. That is Tim Snyder from White Plains, Pennsylvania. Outside in row 11, the Herbison Tree Service number 63, George Herbison. Joey Moriarty, we talked to earlier tonight, he is 7th. Mike Oside 8th. Kenny Bell and Gary Morton round out the top 10. Here at Oswego, Warren, the point leader, has the track title all wrapped up. Eddie Bellinger currently 2nd, leading Steve Gioia going into tonight. He led Steve Gioia by 6 points. Pat Abold, Russ Wood rounded out the top 5. Dave McKnight, Mike Muldoon, Kenny Bell, Joe Gosick, and Eric Lewis in the top 10. Out of the corner, green flag is out. A good start down across the stripe. And look at the 05 of Abold. Boy, he made a move down low here at the start. But we've got a car going into the pits. The 0 making a nice move. Spun out, coming out of turn number 4. Limps his way into the pits, so we stay under the green. The leader's coming down. It's the 26 of Mike Ordway out in front. 27, Russ Wood running in 2nd. Gene Lee Gibson making a quick run here at the start. Gene Lee started back in 16th. He is already picking his way towards the head of the pack. Also, Bill Sharkey making some good early moves. But out in front, the 26 and the 27, Mike Ordway and Russ Wood. Pat Abold on the outside of the 01 of Jeff West. Westy went a little bit high out there, and boy, just barely saving it. The 05 of Abold, but he comes around West to take over a top 5 spot. A car in trouble going into the pits, did not go into the pits. I don't know why. That is the 80 of Mike Muldoon, and Muldoon, I guess, maybe jumped out of gear down the front chute. That brings out the yellow. I don't know why he didn't go into the pits. The car jumped out of gear, I believe, Denny. He was trying to wrestle it back in down the front straight.
Well, it was coming off the turn, and he had cars right on the back of him. Pulling into the pits might have been a mistake, but I can tell you, Bellinger almost drove right over the top of him. That could have been a real bad scene, right?
September 17th and 18th, the big second annual ISMA Classic at Jennerstown. A half-mile track, 8-degree bank straights, 11-degree bank turns, just outside of Somerset, Pennsylvania. Green flag is back out from starter Jerry Kritzman. They come down the front straight. Across the stripe, it is the 26 of Mike Ordway. Boy, skating down here out in front. 27, Russ Wood running in 2nd. Pat Abold trying to keep up with the front 3 as they tried to get away from him just a little bit. Gosick in that 00 making a run now. Go Joe down the front chute. Looking underneath the 27 of Russ Wood. Gosick started in 9th, Abold 10th. And they are now running 3rd and 4th. Boy, Kenny Bell had it sideways down here between 1 and 2. He made a good save and gathered it up down the front chute now. The race leader, the 26 of Mike Ordway, 27 of Russ Wood, 00 Joe, 05 of Abold, and the 02 of Bellinger. They are the top 5 right now. Stevie Gioia in the 73, still trying to work his way through the field. Meanwhile, the 0 of Tim Snyder has come back out of the pits. Snyder is back on the track, but I think he may be a lap or so down. Gioia running back here right behind Kenny Bell and the 01 of Jeff West. 75, Gene Lee Gibson also making a run. 29, Bentley Warren, couple of sparks out of his car down on the corner. Ordway getting away in the 26. Here comes Gosick. He gets underneath Russ Wood, and Go Joe takes over 2nd. As they head down the back straightaway, your race leader Mike Ordway leads Joe Gosick by just a little bit over 1 1/10 seconds. Snyder in that 0, obviously not running up to speed as he has cars closing in on him. The leaders now moving in behind the 0 of Timmy Snyder. 26, Mike Ordway getting away out in front. Ordway has about the same lead. So the front 2 cars are running about the same. Mike Ordway in the 26 and the 00 of Joe Gosick. Then it's 27 Russ Wood, 05 Pat Abold, 02 Eddie Bellinger, and now the 32 of Gary Albritton. Closing in, Albritton running in 6th. Kenny Bell is right there 7th. Steve Gioia runs in 8th. Down the front straight, your leader already putting a lap on Bobby Whitcomb and Tim Snyder. As your leaders go to the high side, now Gosick goes by Snyder. He'll stay on the outside. Whitcomb, a many-year veteran, will stay down low into the third corner. Your leader coming out of turn 4, the 26 of Mike Ordway. He started on the pole, 17-13 that lap, and Gosick trying to come around the 08 of Gary Sorrell. Sorrell pushes way out. Gosick goes around him on the outside. Meanwhile, Eddie Bellinger and Russ Wood and Pat Abold in a big battle. Coming out of the corner down the front chute, Gosick running in second. Wood, Abold, and Bellinger nose to tail, third, fourth, and fifth. And then it is about 10 car lengths back to 32 of Gary Albritton. Your race leader, 26, Mike Ordway, comes around. 13 laps complete now, 32 remaining. Here in the 45-lap Wet Paint Company Kyanized Paint 45-lap feature event. Down the back chute, Ordway into the third turn. Ordway continues to build his lead. Right now, his advantage is over 2 seconds, almost 2 1/4 seconds, and the yellow flag comes out down in turn number 3. It's the 01 of Jeff West. West in the 01, bringing out the yellow flag on the outside of turn number 3. I think he may have brushed the wall just a little bit over there, Denny. From here, I can't see a lot of damage done on the car. Jeff just sitting in the car waiting for, he's moving around. Okay, he is all right. But I believe he is taking the straps off, so maybe the damage is a little bit more than we thought.
Looks like he scuffed that with his right front wheel.
Are all 1 lap down. So you got 18 cars in the lead lap, 3 cars 1 lap down. The pace car pulls it into the rear pit gate entrance. Green flag at the stripe in turn 3. It's Ordway out in front, but Gosick making a look at him down to the inside as Pat Abold goes to the outside. And here comes Gosick to the inside of Ordway. Down the back chute, Ordway hangs on, but Abold up on the outside, making a run at the 00. The front 5, the front 6 now, all right tight together as Albritton works up underneath Bellinger. They've got Ordway pinned up to the outside as the 00 of Gosick gets by him. Abold trying to follow him through. Here comes Bellinger on the outside. Bellinger finally gets by the 27 of Russ Wood, but Wood battles back to the inside, and Albritton is right there. Abold gets by Ordway to take over second. Ordway now running third, trying to make a run back under Abold, but Pat, too much power coming out of turn 2, hangs on to the spot. Joe Gosick, the race leader. Mike Ordway running second. Pat Abold, rather, running second. Mike Ordway is third. Bellinger fourth. The battle for fifth. The good one now, Albritton underneath the 27 of Russ Wood. Albritton takes over fifth. Wood running sixth. The battle for seventh. Steve Joya and Kenny Bell side by side. They are running seventh and eighth. And right there in ninth, trying to run up to the inside, is the 98 of Dave McKnight. Then way back in 10th, the 29 of Bentley Warren and the 28 of Eric Lewis, but they are way back off the pace right now. A lot of track to make up. Here comes your race leader out of turn 4 down the front chute, Joe Gosick. In that 00, Gosick trying to hang on out in front, as Joe has not won a feature yet in the 1993 season. So he is looking for his first feature win of the year. 19 laps have been completed, 26 remain. Gosick 17.064. Abold, Ordway, and Bellinger second, third, and fourth behind him. They have gotten away from fifth running Gary Albritton and sixth running Steve Joya. Passing flag is out back here for a few of the slower cars as Gosick moves up behind the 08 of Gary Sorrell, and Sorrell slows down the back chute, brings the 08 into the pits. Sorrell in the 08 heads into the pit area. The passing flag is out for Whitcomb, Curran, West, and Snyder as your leaders come down into turn number 1. Yellow flag is out for Joya in the 73, a flat left rear tire. And Gary Albritton also involved. They may have come together, Denny. They were racing for the spot. Albritton and Joya, we are told, definitely did come together. Stevie ends up with a flat left rear tire. I don't know of any other damage on the car.
Well, it's pretty hard to see from here, but it appears it's just the right rear is flat. Yeah, damaged the wheel big time there. He's He's sitting right down on the racetrack. Hopefully they can get that thing back into the pits.
Point standings coming into this one. In fact, he had fallen to 7th after the heat races because he had to run the Consi, so he was in 7th in points. And Joya coming back on the track. Green flag back out in turn 3. Stevie Kahn, we got a car stalled on the back straight. The 0 of Timmy Snyder has stalled on the back straight. The yellow flag is out. They're going to bring the 0 of Tim Snyder back into the pits. He's had problems all race with that, Denny. At the very first lap, he had to start. He's been in and out a couple of times. I think this time they're going to tell him, keep it in. Bucks.
That's right, and if you've got a chance to gain that one spot, you're going to go for it.
Burrett, Chevy Lumina down low into the rear pit gate entrance, and Russ Wood going to come out of the pits a lap down. Green flag coming out of turn number 3. They come down the front chute. Joe Gosick out in front. Pat Abold second, Mike Ordway third, Eddie Bellinger and Dave McKnight in the top 5. Bellinger now looking underneath Ordway down into the 3rd turn. Ordway outguns him into the corner. They come around to complete lap number 21. 21 down and 24 to go here in the 45 lap. Kyani's Wet Paint Company feature event. Good battle going on for 5th. As Pat Abold now looks to the inside of your race leader. Gosick out in front, but Abold starting to challenge. Here's Abold down low on the front chute. Can't get enough horsepower. And Gosick hangs on. Abold running in 2nd. Ordway, Bellinger, and McKnight in the top 5. Bell and Warren right behind them running 6th and 7th. The front 7 cars, it's anyone can win. Passing flag is coming out for the 01 of Jeff West. He is just ahead of your leaders. Abold again looking to the inside of Gosick down here coming out of turn 2. Gosick with the hammer down as Abold can't quite get the bite coming out of turn 2. He is going solo and hard into the 1st turn. He loses a little bit coming out of turn 2. It's Gosick out in front, Abold running in 2nd. Ordway 3rd, Bellinger 4th, McKnight is 5th. Down the back chute, they are closing in on the 01 of Jeff West. West, however, running very, very well. The passing flag is out. He knows they're behind him. He also knows he's running well and isn't going to give him any ground. Meanwhile, Gosick has finally opened up about a 2-car length lead over Pat Abold. The front 7 stringing out just a little bit. The 2 closest cars, 6th and 7th, Kenny Bell and Bentley Warren. Meanwhile, here comes Gosick closing in ever tighter on the 01 of Jeff West. Gosick 17.069 on that lap. Down into the 3rd corner, yellow flag is out again, and it is the 44 of Jamie Moore. Don't know what happened there. Could be a motor problem on the 44. Denny saw a big puff of smoke.
A lot of smoke, but really couldn't tell whether he blew a head gasket or blew an engine. It was really hard to tell, but he did get into the pits real quick.
I think the problem is a flat right front tire there. Oh, we got Bill Sharkey down there, too. He must be up against the outside wall. I can't see him. And the 52 of Sharkey, 44 of Moore came together, we are told. Done to the left front of that car. Probably too much to have any concern about getting back out in this one.
Yeah, when you hit that inside wall, seldomly are you able to...
Out from Jerry Kritzman. Pace car turns the lights out. Floyd Wallace, the pace car driver. It's the Burrett Chevrolet Lumina, Burrett Motors, Chevy, Geo, and now Buick on Route 104 just east of the Oswego Speedway. Don't forget, Classic Weekend starts Thursday with the Captain and Crew Golf Tournament Thursday morning. The party in the pits Thursday night right here at the Oswego Speedway. Green flag in turn 3. Coming out of the 4th corner, look at Ordway going to the outside. Pat Abold looking to the inside. Abold has a wheel in there, down into the corner. Bellinger gets underneath Ordway. Abold and Gosick side by side, and Abold, who just said he had a lot of confidence in the car, shows it right there, blows by the inside of Joe Gosick. Eddie Bellinger did the same thing to Mike Ordway. So 2nd and 4th are now running 1st and 3rd, and 1st and 3rd are now running 2nd and 4th. Meanwhile, Kenny Bell up to make a move on the 26 of Ordway. Got up real close, then had to back out as Ordway shut the door on him halfway down the back chute. Down in front now, it's the 05 of Pat Abold. Have to have a 0 in your number to lead this race. Abold, Gosick, and Bellinger, 05, 00, and 02 out in front. Then it's the 26 of Ordway and the 09 of Kenny Bell, as Bell has gotten by the 98 of Dave McKnight. Bell with a good run on the restart, moved up to 5th. McKnight now running in 6th. As your leaders dice down into the 3rd turn, Pat Abel out in front in the Cellular One Coca-Cola Classic car number 05. Down across the stripe, 17.092 that lap. As your leaders, now here comes Mike Ordway looking back. Mike Ordway looking back underneath the 02 of Eddie Bellinger. Down into the 3rd turn, Bellinger holds him off. Abel with about a 3-4 car length lead as Ordway now gets to the inside of Bellinger down the front chute. But Eddie B shuts the door in turn 1. Ordway seems to have the car working a little bit better down low, but now Bellinger back on it and pulls about a car length advantage. 14 laps remaining as they come out of turn number 4. Your leader, the 05, Pat Abel, turns in a 17.074. Ordway and Bell in a battle for 5th. Then it is the 29 of Bentley Warren. I think the 80 of Mike Muldoon is clean. He's been in and out of the pits a lot. I don't know if he's a lap down or not. We'll check the scores. He's many laps down, so Mike Muldoon, although he's running with the leaders, is a number of laps down. Then right behind him, the 32 of Gary Albrecht. And here comes Joya looking to the inside of Russ Wood. Wood is a lap down. Joya's on the lead lap. Your leader, Pat Abel, Gosick 2nd, Bellinger 3rd. Ordway is 4th. McKnight has retaken 5th. Kenny Bell in 6th. Bentley Warren is 7th. Gary Albrecht runs in 8th. Eric Lewis is 9th. And Steve Joya has moved back into the top 10. Now Bellinger working on the 00 of Joe Gosick. Abel starting to pull away out in front. Has about a 3-4, maybe now 5 car length advantage. And that translates to 0.4 of a second. Joe Gosick in 2nd. Trying to fend off Eddie Bellinger, and Bellinger trying to hold off the 26 of Mike Ordway. McKnight in that 98 running back here in 5th. Then it is Bell and Warren 6th and 7th. Albritton still 8th. A battle for 9th and 10th between Lewis and Joya. Joya on the outside down into the 3rd turn, and Joya now moves into 9th. Eric Lewis falls to 10th, so Steve Joya, who has had a magnificent second half of the season, after a spin and a flat tire early, has come back to work his way well up into the top 10. 16.9 the last lap for Pat Abel, and another 16.9 as he follows it up. Meanwhile, Bellinger tucking it right down to the inside of the track, trying to do the same thing to Gosick that Pat Abel did, and that is work him on the inside going into 1 and 3. Meanwhile, your leaders, we got a car in trouble down here. It's the 99 of Jerry Curran. And Curran with a heavily smoking car down the back chute into the 3rd turn. Jerry Curran going to get the black flag this time, and Herbison thinks it for him, but it is for Jerry Curran. And the problem is a tire rubbing on the car. A tire rubbing on the car. Meanwhile, here's Abel. Dives down low, down the back chute, as boy, it's just lucky Curran was headed for the pits. On the back straight, as Johnny Teresi, the lap car. Here comes Bellinger to the inside, and he takes over 2nd from Gosick. Ordway couldn't follow him through. McKnight closes ground. It's now Abel in front. Bellinger running 2nd. Gosick is 3rd. Ordway is 4th. McKnight runs 5th. The passing flag is out for Bobby Whitcomb and the 23 of Mike Douglas. Here come Abel and Bellinger. They go to the outside of Whitcomb. Now working on the 23 of Douglas. The slower car ahead. Abel looking to the inside. Bellinger is on the outside. Down the front chute out of turn number 4. Here comes Gosick again. Back to the inside. But the slower car, where's the lap car going to go? And he stays on the inside, and they all manage to get through there. Bellinger working on the lead, trying to come around Pat Abel. They finally have cleared the traffic, and maybe they'll thin it out just a little bit right now. Bentley Warren, meanwhile, working to come around the slower car, but he gets picked off coming out of turn 2. Coming around this time, 2 laps to go. The white flag is out. The white flag, and we're on the last lap. 44 down, 1 to go. Abel, the leader. Here is Ordway looking underneath Gosick. Out in Bentley Warren, man, he went way wide out of turn 1 that time. Almost touched the wall outside in 2. Here's the checkered flag. The win goes to Pat Abel. Eddie Bellinger is in second. Gosick third. Ordway fourth. McKnight is fifth. Bentley Warren sixth. Kenny Bell seventh. Steve Joya eighth. Gary Albritton in ninth. And I think Eric Lewis got 10th. So a good, strong race. Pat, an excellent finish. You had a lot of challenge there at the end. A tough time coming through traffic.
I don't know who the 85 car is, but he almost walled me there, but it worked out for the best for us.
You picked the right groove that time.
Yeah, it worked out. You know, you end up in victory lane. It doesn't much matter how you get there as long as you're there.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the final point race of the 1993 season. How about a nice hand for Pat Abold? And we want to thank Pat for, and Cellular One, his sponsor, for helping us with the mobile unit tonight, and certainly for taking the time during the races to talk to us, particularly that long yellow flag delay we had, the long red flag stop we had earlier tonight in the heat race. Here he is getting out of the car. Tom Baker is down there. Pat started 10th, got the win, his third win of the 1993 season. Abold, the race winner. Eddie Bellinger, a strong run for second. In third, 00, Joe Gosick had the lead for a while. 26, Mike Ordway finished in fourth. And the 98, Dave McKnight in fifth. And Denny, these guys are tuned up big time.
I can tell you, there's a lot of cars running awfully fast. The top 6, 7 cars, and then add the top, I guess, the 8 cars. All fantastic fast speeds, all right around the 17-0 bracket. This, I can tell you, next Friday night's time trials are really going to be exciting.
This year's Super Modified Up-and-Comer Award, sponsored by the radio station that plays the hits, 93Q, 93.1 on your FM dial. 93Q has posted a $100 bonus for the highest finishing driver that has never won a Super Modified feature at the Oswego Speedway. Tonight's 93Q Up-and-Comer recipient, driver of the 09, he's won it again, Kenny Bell. And I believe the Accent Awnings and Signs has posted a $100 bonus for the Super Modified driver who advances the most positions in the feature event. Accent Awnings specializes in all types of awnings and canvas covers for commercial, residential, and recreational purposes. Plus, Accent Awnings has expanded to include sign painting and vinyl graphics service. Tonight's Accent Awnings Hard Charger Award went from 24th to 6th. The number 29, Bentley Warren. And the photos continue to be taken down there with race winner Pat Abold. And I believe we've got Tom Baker ready to move in just a moment. I want to remind you again, the tee time for the International Classic Captain and Crew Golf Tournament, 9 o'clock Thursday morning. The party in the pits here at the Oswego Speedway starts at 6 o'clock Thursday night. And we've got time trials on Friday. Gates open at 4. Time trials for the Super Modifieds. The Universal Joint Sales Dash, the Limited 50-Lap Classic, and the Budweiser Modified 200 on Saturday. Gates open early in the morning, and the same as on Sunday. On Sunday, the Classic heat races and the Bud Light B Main get underway at 1 o'clock, and the International Classic will follow. Right now, let's go down to the track. The race winner, Pat Abold. Here's Tom Baker.
Okay, thanks, Roy. A very happy Pat Abold here in Victory Lane. Pat, you had to work for that one.
Yeah, you know, I think this car is set up perfect for next week, and we're really excited. It was pushing pretty good in the beginning. It was just going away as the race went on, and you couldn't ask for a more perfect setup.
Tell us about that move on the restart when you went by Joe Gosick.
Well, you know, Joe was having a little bit of a push, same as I was. He was getting up high, so there wasn't much I could do with him. I had to zing him a little bit there going in and try to get it in low. I was using the grate down in one to loosen up the car to get underneath him there, and it worked out.
Now, how's the status of the other car next week for Rebel Jackson? You got that just about ready to go for him?
Well, it's not ready to go yet. The motor's back at Kevin Ender's getting freshened and getting dyno tested. They're always looking for a little bit more, so we're trying to give him all the tools he needs to work with to get a good finish next weekend, too.
Now, last week was your first experience with a two-car team, Pat. How did you guys find that, and what are you anticipating for next weekend?
Well, we're going to, like I said earlier, we're going to get that car done the first couple nights this week, and then we're going to concentrate on this car. We feel we got the best shot with this car. and that's where most of our energy is going to go. We're going to give Rebel everything, like I said, to do the best job he can, but this is the team car right here, and this is the one that deserves most of the attention.
Well, Pat, you certainly seem ready to go for next week. Congratulations on your victory tonight. Good luck next weekend in the Budweiser International Classic.
Thanks, Tom, and I'd like to thank all the fans for backing us and staying with us all year long. The old car's back in victory lane, and we're real happy.
Pat Abel, ladies and gentlemen.
And we want to thank Pat Burns and Larry Adamschick from the Wet Paint Company and Kai and Eyes.